Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Grizzly Bear Sims YouTube channel, and welcome back to Fenton Forest Farm. My name is Jerry, and thanks so much for coming back for another episode. So we are in a brand new game day, as you can tell, and we are harvesting our last field that we have available to harvest. Basically, I'm supposing this is like late fall time frame, if we want to play it that way. And we're basically harvesting this hay, or not hay field, this oats field, because we need the oats for our horses, and we also need the straw for everything, cows, pigs, horses, and also for total mixed rations and all that stuff. So I had told you that quite possibly the next sort of courseplay test that we would do would be to see if courseplay could basically harvest and haul and all that kind of stuff unsupervised. And well, that's what we're going to sort of let these guys do, if they possibly can. Not sure if they will. I did discover, if you watched my previous episode, you noticed that when we were harvesting the corn was not, let's see, let's do, we've got him set up for the ideal. He is in the correct mode, and we're going to go ahead and drive course and let him go around, and then he'll reset himself and wait over here. I had put the wait point a little bit too close to this field edge here, and I knew that I was going to get a conflict there. But the issue is that, and we're just going to jump off right here because we're going to do a little bit of mowing today as we kind of talk about a few things. The issue that I found with regards to when we were trying to do the corn stuff is that for whatever reason, courseplay will not empty into our silo. He will go the path, he'll cross across the silo point, but he will not empty. Now he's setting at 17%. We're just going to set here for just a moment, and he should come around the corner. And you can see that he has not emptied. He is at 17%. This is the latest and greatest version of courseplay that is available as of Sunday morning, the 10th of February. When I'm recording this, this is .56 development. This is a different version from what I was using in the previous episode where we were harvesting corn. So I really don't know what the issue is. I am pretty sure it is not a Stevie issue, because I am also pretty sure that this all worked fine when we did canola on the field further up this direction, and I believe that it did fine when we harvested maybe soybeans off of the other field on the other side over there. So I am sort of, I guess, leaning towards, and I haven't done a lot of research, I haven't really even talked to anyone. I should probably get on Discord and find out if Duxorley or any of the others that might be using courseplay in this particular stage are also experiencing issues. But I haven't done that yet. It's just kind of, I was hoping it was kind of just a one-off thing. In other words, I was hoping that taking the update this morning would basically solve the issue. We're on swath dropping, which is what we want to do, because we're just going to do grass with this. We don't want to fold it up. I keep hitting the wrong button there. And we're going to raise up our Corona Big M. We're going to drop our mower decks, and we're just going to mow the verge here. And what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of courseplay, because we're not going to use courseplay for this at all. We're going to mow this verge and manually pick up a few 100,000 liters of grass and put into our farm silage bunkers there by the cow facility. Now, I did silage in this fashion on the test version 1 of this map, and it worked beautifully. I mean, it worked beautifully. And I know Duxorley made a comment about this on Discord not too long ago, I believe. Maybe last week he made a comment about the fact that perhaps giants should take some advice. we're going to see what in traffic. We're going to see if they can sort themselves out. There may be some bouncing around between vehicles, just kind of as we check to see how they're going to be getting on with their task at hand. So that's a little different, I suppose. I try not to do that, but you know, this is all about kind of testing and everything. And see, he is he's just all sorts of trouble. He is all sorts of trouble now. Of course, our combine operator is not helping us out because he won't stop either. All right. We'll see if he can do what he needs to do. Clearly, folks, as I have said in pretty much all of the episodes where I've tried to use Courseplay to do anything, this is, you know, beta. May not even be, you know, in terms of defining beta and such, it may not even be the best term to use. It may still be very much sort of alpha. But you know, it is what it is, and we need to kind of find out if these things are working and when these things start working and such, so that we can obviously begin to implement them. And I will say that for all the versions that I have used Courseplay, for all the farm sim versions that I've used Courseplay in my farming empires and such, this task of the tractor emptying the combine and such has always been just a little bit suspect. It's always been a little bit problematic. We get in Farm Sim 15, this used to occur a whole lot of times. Just this circling, and what he's circling for is he's trying to hit a waypoint that he will never ever hit unless we intervene and help him. And I wish that the Courseplay folks could basically do something about that. I don't know if they could, you know, change the, you know, if he's unable to hit a Courseplay coordinate, because that's what he's, if you look down in the lower left-hand corner of the Courseplay HUD, he's been told to drive to waypoint -640936. And if they can't hit that waypoint and they end up in this circle fashion, you would think that maybe the program could essentially change that waypoint, maybe send him to an adjacent waypoint or something where that circle or whatever could get a little bit bigger, and he would have a better chance of basically hitting the spot that he's supposed to be going to. And we're going to go ahead and go back to our Corona Big M and just, you know, see if they can play through this without any further problems. As we tab through our list of bunches of vehicles, and here we are. So just some thoughts there. I don't know if things like that will ever get fully addressed. You know, it could be partially Giants issues, it could be Courseplay stuff. I've often said that, and I didn't necessarily intend for this episode to be a soapbox talking about Courseplay per se, but I've often said in some of my other videos where I've, you know, sort of talked about my frustrations with how Courseplay functions and such, is I've often said, used the analogy that, you know, the combine should be considered the master vehicle. I would think that if the field dimensions are correct in the game and the map, Courseplay should know what those are. The combine should be considered the master vehicle, and the other, the tractor and tipper, is the vehicle that's working for the combine. So it should know exactly where the combine is at all times and be able to resolve issues such as that tractor tipper being in front of the combine. That should never technically happen, because it should know exactly where the combine is and possibly where it's going to next. But anyway, it is what it is, and we'll just have to live with it the way it is, and hope that maybe one day things can get a little bit better. But I think it's going to be really hard for there to be any sort of 100% working. And I found this problem in the first version of the test map, where it causes that grass to build up there really high. I don't know if we'll ever have a fully functional, exactly how we sort of wanted interaction between AI vehicles, whether it be Giants AI, which actually I must say, and I don't, I'm not gonna basically say that I think that Giants AI is working any better because Giants have done some magic fix to make it work better. I suppose that they hopefully tweaked it just a little bit, but I will say that on this particular map, your regular hire a worker type AI works pretty good. Very few problems that I have discovered with hiring a worker. Just your standard in-game default Giants hire a worker function seems to work without too many problems. A good Stevie map like this features lots of room, lots of maneuvering room at the end of the fields like this, and so not many trees in the way, and so that's obviously an ingredient that is good when we're talking about a hire worker with the Giants built-in workers. So we're just cutting some grass down here at this end of the field. We're gonna go back up the other side, and again, I'm kind of after a couple of 100,000 liters of grass to fill, not even fill, but to place in one of the bunkers there at the cow facility. And I don't know if I finished that thought when I was talking about it in the first version of the test map, but Giants should definitely talk to Stevie on how he can create bunkers that don't leak out. Silage will not leak out of the side of the bunkers, and they empty out 100% without any problems at all. And again, Doug Zorley made comment about this just a few days ago on Discord. He, I guess, had reached that point as well, where he had filled at least one of the bunkers, or maybe both of them, I'm not sure, with either grass or with corn chaff or something, and had no problem at all in getting the bunkers to empty. And that's always been a fault with Giants and with some map developers who place those types of concrete silos, those concrete bunkers on their maps, is that, and I don't know what all the correct terminology is, so please excuse me, because I'm not a map creator or map developer, but some of them work better than others, and some of them just absolutely don't work at all, where there's no way that you can empty all the silage out of it. And I think it has to do with how they place the bunker in, and whether there's a portion of the bunker that it might be visible to our eyes, but for whatever reason part of it is underground, and so therefore you never will really get all of the material out of the bunker. But as you know, if you do silage on your virtual farm, you know that if you cannot get all of the silage that's been fermented, basically the fermented grass or the chaff, if you can't get all of that out of the bunker when the silage is ready, then that bunker somewhat becomes obsolete, because you cannot put more grass or more chaff in the bunker when you get ready to make more silage. And so obviously that is a issue, and looks like we have another issue with our horseplay combined workers there working out. So I would have to say that at this particular point in time, unless they can resolve their own issues, I would have to say that particular feature in Courseplay is still a bit of a work in progress. And that's exactly, again, that's kind of my point with Courseplay, is it is still very much work in progress as far as this version goes. And we're going to go ahead and go and fix them, because otherwise, if we don't, then that's never going to get any better. So see, again, in my opinion, the tractor tipper should never be in this position. He should never be in this position, because it's never going to sort itself out. The combine needs to turn. The combine needs to turn, and the tractor tipper guy is in the way. And so that should never happen. Courseplay, the computer programming and everything behind all of this should basically instruct this tractor tipper guy that where the combine's going to go next, and it shouldn't work that way. So he's backing up, and I don't know why he's backing up. All right, so I'm not going to put up with that. I'm going to basically declare this feature for right now just not ready for use, because in my opinion, you know, wanting to do this particular feature means that you want to do something else on your farm. You want to do that. You want to do that sort of, you know, uninterrupted, and you want to do it without any problems. So we're going to see wherever he's going to go. We're going to see if he can get to there by whatever means he's deciding to get there, by backing up. I don't know. So we'll just kind of just let him do his thing as we tab back over, and maybe at some point he'll resolve his issue. But yeah, so don't, you know, at this particular point in time, if you think that you're going to be able to, unattended, be able to get a lot of work done on your farm without having to bounce back and forth and save these workers from themselves, you've got another thing coming. It's not ready for, that feature's not ready for prime time yet. And so anyway, let's see, I think it was on Friday, so that would have been around I think the 8th of February, Giants released the patch in beta. Okay, so don't freak out thinking that you're missing out on something. They released some of the patch fixes, what we're hoping gets delivered and saves this game from itself and everything. They released that on Friday. Now I don't really do beta testing because that's too much like my real world job, so to speak. And so if it's something, sometimes I have taken the betas for ATS or ETS2, but I sort of rarely do that. And I'm not planning on taking the beta for FarmSim 19 just simply because I'm not going to be their beta tester. So we'll just wait and see how that works out whenever they get it working. So I'm just basically doing some cuts here, just to basically get some grass for our bunkers. And let me try to go down this other side of the field here, just creating some grass paths, which is somewhat logical to follow when I come around with my forage harvester and tractor, which I probably won't do on this video. Maybe we'll get one done. Maybe we'll try to do one load on camera. I had thought that maybe, just maybe, I would try to see if Courseplay could manage a silage bunker, that process, but I think that's probably too advanced. You know, one other thing that we have to keep in mind is that the features that are currently working in Courseplay, maybe not working quite as well as we would want them to, are more of the basic features. So kind of what we're trying to do on that other field over there, those are the features that are somewhat, you know, active within Courseplay, and those are probably going to be the features that are going to get the most attention as far as any sort of bugs or issues and opportunities and such as that. So hopefully, you know, hopefully if the silo issue of the tractor tipper not emptying into the silo, the farm silo, if that's actually a Courseplay thing, and I would think it is, because what's happening is basically Courseplay is not stopping at the silo bunker. or at the silo drop point. He detects it. We see it come up on the screen that it says silo reached, or whatever the terminology is. I can't exactly think of what that is right now, but it does detect it. It just doesn't stop. And so again, I've got everything set up just like I would set this up in Farm Sim 17, or much like I set it up previous when it was working on this particular map, on this particular version of the map. So those variables haven't changed. The map hasn't changed from the last time that I know that feature worked, nor has, well, Courseplay obviously has changed. It worked for a while, and then the last two versions that I have tried, it's actually been broke. So the joys of playing with beta mods. That's sort of the lesson, I suppose. All right, we're going to pull this guy in here. We probably haven't even cut enough grass to even worry about washing him up. So we're going to stop this guy again. This tractor tipper should not be in that position at all, because again, combine should be considered the master. It is the main, it's the boss on the field, is the combine. Everything else should, I'll tell you what, we're just going to stop this madness, because that's not going to get any better. We're going to let the combine do his thing until he fills up, so we'll see whichever comes first. And let's get in our Challenger, because we haven't driven this one lately. And we're going to come up and pick up our Corona forage wagon here, and we're going to go pick up a load of, if we don't cut the front of our pickup up with this trailer, we're going to go pick up a load of grass and take it to the silage bunker, and see how this all works out. Again, did it the first time in the test version 1 of this map, so unless Stevie made some radical changes to the bunker, it should work just as well, if not even better, than it did in the previous version. Now hopefully I will be able to come along and set up this particular tractor and the forage wagon over on the field that's adjacent to us, and automatically through Courseplay pick up the straw. This was working with grass and hay, because we did this over on our grass field, which is field number 8, kind of there in the northwest portion over there, just before the lake at the dairy. So that was working fine in an older previous version of Courseplay. Of course, the thing is with betas is that you never know when you're going, when a fully functional version, fully functional beta version, where the things that you want are working fine, and then you download an update to it, and then things are broken again. So again, I need to do a little bit of research on this. I'll probably get over onto Discord and check with Duxorley to find out if he is recognizing any problems with this particular version recently, or the recent last 2 versions. It's possible he may not be updating Courseplay as frequently as I have been doing. I have basically been taking whatever update has been available from their GitHub and updating my version of Courseplay before each game session. So I come downstairs, my process has been I come downstairs, I fire up the gaming machine, I go out, I grab whatever version of Courseplay is on the Courseplay GitHub, download that, unpackage it, repackage it the way you have to do, and then basically throwing it in my mod folder, overwriting the previous version, and making note of the version that's active, and basically going about my business. Now clearly I do not know how many versions. I think the last when I recorded this, when I recorded the episode that you just watched where we did the cornfield, I believe that was done on Thursday. I edited, rendered, and uploaded that episode over the weekend, yesterday actually, and so and then I downloaded this one. So I don't know if there was updates available for Courseplay on Friday and Saturday, but clearly if there were, it didn't resolve the issue, and of course now we still have the issue. So we'll just have to kind of keep an eye on that and see how that goes. And we've got our fields up here. This was our, I believe, our canola field that we cut up here, and we need to get it ready to replant. Probably cultivate that. This field here needs to be plowed because we had corn on it, and so we'll have to get that plowed up and get it ready to go. And just basically come back around another time and get these fields ready to go with whatever we're going to plant on them. We'll have to look and see what we need. Obviously, oats is a thing. We're going to be running horses on this map, so we need to continue to keep our oat inventory up. So we may have to have another field of oats. We'll have to look at our straw situation and see how much straw we have. But we'll most likely, I don't know, we might do some cotton. Might do a root crop or something in one of the fields, play around with some of that equipment. And again, this is just kind of Sandbox. This is just us having fun on this particular map while it's still considered to be beta. Stevie is waiting for the official patch, so he is not going to be messing around with the beta. And trying to do anything with this map based on that beta patch. He will be waiting until Giants fully blesses and fully releases the patch for FarmSim 19, and then at that point Stevie will do his testing and he'll apply whatever little updates and stuff that he has made to it. And from what I understand, he's been quite busy changing a few things. So we're just going to dump this grass here in this bunker. And off camera, I'm just going to kind of continue to rinse and repeat, going ahead and putting, I hope to get maybe about 300,000 liters of grass, in the bunker. Work with that much at a time. No need in trying to fill the thing because, that type of silage bunker process and everything is not my favorite, just simply because I did it so much in FarmSim 15 making money for the BGA that I much prefer those above ground, those silo fermentation silos. There we go, Jerry. Get the words out here in just a moment for you. And I much prefer those, and little easier for picking up grass and stuff like that. Of course, we could automate this if we were on a proper field, and we actually do have a proper grass field, field number 8. I think we've already talked about that. We can set up Courseplay routes and everything to pick up that material, and it worked in a previous version just fine. So hopefully it will work again. If not, then I'm hoping that these kind of things will get fixed, I'm sure. Obviously, if it's an issue, if this is actually an issue with Courseplay where it's not dumping in the farm silo, then obviously that's going to be getting a lot of attention because a lot of folks will probably have already seen that on their versions and not sure why. It would have been several days and most likely several updates of Courseplay why it's still not fixed. I suppose it could be a issue with this map. I suppose Courseplay could have made a tweak to the way that they detect the way that they detect the silo, the drop point, and for whatever reason, Stevie is going to have to update his silo. I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point because really this is well beyond my knowledge of how these kind of things work. So having said that, I'm going to go and empty the combine because he needs it done. And I'm going to end this video right here. And thank you all so much for watching my videos. Again, we're just kind of having fun, and we are we can't get the tractor running. We're just having fun, and we're kind of experimenting with Courseplay and the early stages of some of these other mods that are coming out for Farm Sim 19. Having fun on this wonderful testing map of Stevie's. It's going to be magical. I tell you, it's going to be a really cool. It's going to be a really cool map to play. I think you're all going to have fun with it if you like these types of maps. And yeah, so anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you see any mods in my gameplay that you want to have on your virtual farm, you can go to my website, grizzlybearsims.com. Again, that's grizzlybearsims.com. And in the upper right-hand menu bar, you'll see information. If you click on information, you will see my mods and add-on spreadsheet, and click on the Farm Sim 19 tab at the bottom, and you'll find the mods that I am currently using on my gameplays here on my maps. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all very soon. Bye-bye.